No? Alright, fair enough.
Well,
I was,
waiting for cold open.
I was hoping. So now
Yeah,
I guess it's still kind of funny that we're gonna have like a 10 second of dead air cold open. That's fine.
How
that's
cold
fair.
is that open? Freezing.
Hmm.
Sometimes it happens.
Just couldn't get it up. Alright, so yeah, hi everybody. Podcast. What's up? How's it going? Yeah. I'm Casey.
Hello.
Hi.
It's going.
Zero's here.
Hi.
Size is here.
I'm here.
I think I had too much sugar today.
Potentially.
Yeah.
Or have you not had enough?
I think I had too much. I think it's pretty definitive. Like, my groceries got delivered today, and I'm like, these muffins and donuts are going to spoil before anything else will, so I may as well start eating a lot of them now. Yep.
Little too hard on that?
Yeah, a little bit.
I mean, it happens.
Yeah. Two big ass breakfast muffins and two vanilla donuts.
That's a lot of carbs and a lot of sugar.
Yeah, I make poor life choices. And culinary choices. Well, culinary choices are kind of a mixed bag. Like, it was good. I feel like that's a facet that should be taken into consideration. Like, but yeah, a little twitchy. So how's everybody doing? We good?
Yeah.
Good. Yeah.
Not
Uh,
not especially
it's
chatty.
a sleepy Sunday.
Hmm.
You know?
So
I'm
Isa, how
awake.
is the whole vaccination thing? How'd that go?
The what? Sorry, what?
The vaccination and stuff that you had to do.
Oh, okay. So the first shot went just fine. No side effects in the slightest at all. Second half, I could barely stand up for more than like 30 seconds without my thighs and joints being on fire.
Hmm.
The level of exhaustion was quite severe, but thankfully it only lasted a day. I want to say 18 hours, so not even a full 24 hours.
Ooh, that sounds not
Yeah.
great for a guy that's gonna have to walk home from his vaccination when that happens.
Oh no, sorry. This kicked in 12 hours after I was vaccinated. More
Oh,
like
okay.
so. I was told straight up the next day I was going to feel like ass in some way.
Hmm.
And so for me, it was in the form of exhaustion.
Okay. Hmm.
So yeah, no, it's not it's not right away, thankfully.
That's good
In
to know.
fact, right away it was probably the easiest shot I've ever had. I didn't even feel the first one, and the second one was just the smallest of things. The needle is quite small.
Hmm. Oh yeah, I mean
It
it's.
doesn't
I
it
assume it's
doesn't have
just
a
a regular
5 gauge.
intravenous thing.
Probably.
Hmm.
I don't actually know what that means.
Into the vein, just like any vein.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it would probably be that because it was they put it in my shoulder basically.
Hmm.
So I don't think they would be aiming for any large veins there. If they wanted a specific vein, they would probably aim for like the wrist or the crook of the elbow.
Hmm.
But
Hmm.
yeah, no, it went great. I'm feeling pretty great that on an emotional level that I do not have to rely on other people anymore to keep me safe. I'm not immune, obviously. It's not
Hmm.
a guarantee, but I don't have to be as worried.
Yeah, you're in good shape, and to be honest, I probably should have been a little bit more worried about you because your lungs aren't great sometimes.
Yeah, I was since I've started allergy medication for a dust allergy. It's been fine for the most part. I've been pretty durable to things.
Hmm.
My body has stopped freaking out at the smallest of allergens that I'm exposed to. So it makes all the other reactions a lot better. So I can walk by a perfume store and not feel like I'm going to die.
No, you just kind of want to get away from the perfume store because they stink.
Yeah. That's actually the joy of not having much of a sense of smell. It's just like a lot of like noise on your nose. It's hard to describe, but I can't smell almost any of it. Just that there's a lot of something. So yeah, that's how that experience was. So that was pretty great.
Yeah, that wasn't. It was mostly painless for, the actual part of getting it.
Yes. Oh yeah, absolutely.
Both figuratively and literally, painless.
Got in line. They gave me a little card that says I've been vaccinated either once or twice, depending on which visit it was. I was told to keep that. The little card they give you that makes guarantees it's proof that you've been vaccinated.
Keep that.
Asking for that when you travel.
Yeah.
Which is completely valid.
Yeah, I don't think they've 100% ruled out the idea that people who have been vaccinated can also be carriers. So.
Yeah. Or if you've had it. That was still a big toss-up as well. If you could give it to people if you've had it.
Yeah. I am impressed at us not saying the word COVID once in this entire thing, but everyone still knows what we're fucking talking about. So that's cool.
Well, we've only got one major plague affecting us right now, so.
Yeah. Cool.
At least to my knowledge.
Well, second strain and all that.
There's several second strains, actually.
Oh, joy.
Yeah. There's one in Brazil. There's one in Africa. There's one in Sweden, I think it was.
Cool. Get like a...
Yeah, it's great.
Collector's book or something of them.
Yeah. Moderna...
We get the...
Moderna has been proven to be effective against the new strains, although what percentage of effectiveness, we don't know yet. Pfizer has not been tested long-term against it in real-world scenarios. So we'll see. Who knows?
Yeah.
I have the Pfizer.
It's all
so yeah.
Anything else you've done? Bread news things.
Yeah. Well, neutral news. It would be good if it had gone well, but Velvet asked me to beta read one of her stories. Little gotcha self-insert thing. Pretty quickly, it turned out I'm not suited for that because she writes in present tense, and I don't know how to do that.
Yeah, present tense is kind of tricky.
It doesn't sound like that bit of a problem until you start making corrections and then go back and read it and realize, oh, that doesn't make any sense. This sentence structure is wrong and just reads badly. And so I just I made it about half a page in, and I'm like, I'm just making this worse. Like, I'm not fixing anything. I'm just sometimes making it worse and sometimes not. So I had to. It's never fun to tell someone you can't work on something that they asked you to, and you had already said yes to. But it's better than making it worse. I got a couple games to keep me busy since there's not a lot to do still. I'm playing right now Far Cry 4 because it's fun, and Pagan Min is great and still is great. I had actually started playing Far Cry 5, which for a couple days, and then I remembered why I don't like Far Cry 5. It's bad. It's just bad.
Is it?
Gameplay-wise, yeah. It's weird. They took a step down in gameplay, and then the story is just ass. Like, there's 3 enemy commanders, and at certain points they will decide that they want to have a chat with you. And depending on which one of them it is, something different will happen. One of them sends a hit squad after you, which will inevitably hit you with a bullet that knocks you unconscious. No matter what, even if you kill all of them in the area, you just fall unconscious. The other one just straight up teleports you with drugs somehow. And the last one plays this little music box that you're conditioned to rage out to, basically. That one makes the most sense. Because, I don't know. That one is the most easy to get.
I guess they were trying to recapture the magic of Voss.
Yes. And it was frustrating in Far Cry 3, but it was just Voss. It wasn't three different... Every character in the enemy faction can just freely capture you whenever they want. And it really breaks the tension, and it just, there's no sense of threat if the enemies are just toying with you the entire game.
Yeah, that's kind of weird. Every time Voss did it, he was trying to kill you. Every single time.
Yeah. And they kind of aren't in this one. They're trying to convert you. And it really isn't until the last time they capture you where they're like, okay, this is not working. You get to die now. And then they poorly try and kill you. And it doesn't go well. So the worst part of the game is that they're right. Kind of. There is a logic behind their mad ramblings. But there's also this pseudo-religious aspect mixed in, and pseudo-mystic stuff. It's frustrating. Because if they were just idiots that were crazy, it would make more sense. It would be more palatable, I suppose. But you get this weird back and forth zigzag of, are they right? Are they crazy? Are they evil? Are they... I mean, their methodology is certainly evil. They capture and torture and mind rape people pretty much as the normal. So, yeah, it's just bad. It's got kind of the opposite problem as Far Cry Primal, where the story of Primal was actually not bad. But melee combat is a big no-no in the Far Cry engine, and that game was mostly melee. So, the gameplay was just ass. But it was fun to play through the story. But
you got to be like a bear or something. That was cool.
Yeah, but when you were human, you just had to you just got to have a spear, and that didn't work so well. Thankfully, that game had a bow, as all Far Cry games do at this point, and it worked really well.
Yeah, Year of the Bow for Ubisoft went on for a lot longer than it did for everyone else.
Yeah, it really did. I got other games, and I cannot remember what they are at this point. Nothing that stood out extensively. Just a bunch of... I just go to GameStop and grab any game that isn't expensive. Like a bunch of $10 games. So yeah, I think that's about it. I haven't really read anything super good. I've just been kind of... I saw some of Cells at Work. I rewatched some of Mob Psycho 100. I did rewatch Demon Slayer, and holy shit, that last battle is good.
Cells at Work, did you watch the sub or the dub?
I think dub. I only saw one episode, and I was very tired, so I don't remember a lot of it. But
yeah, Jeremy Lee is the lead in it, so that's... I pretty much want to watch that show specifically because of that, but also it's a good show, so...
Fair. It was fun, actually. It was a lot of fun. I like that kind of... I don't even know how to describe the humor style of that show, but it was fun.
There's a little bit of shonen parody in it. Just a little bit.
Yes. I think shonen parody is probably a good way to describe it.
Man, I want to watch Mob Psycho again.
It was good.
Yeah,
I still haven't seen the second. So that was the goal, was to watch the first one and then binge watch the second.
Second one is even better.
Oh,
Seriously?
good. Okay.
Oh,
I was very worried it was going to be a One Punch Man scenario.
No, it only gets better.
Sweet.
yeah, that was a weird show to watch because we did it as zero interest, and that is not conducive to me liking shows.
Not generally.
Hey, watch this show I really like, but put on your fucking super strict critic hat while you do it. Okay. Yeah, that has not been kind to any of the shows that we did for that show. But yeah, that one actually stood up to scrutiny pretty well, save for the last couple of episodes that I did not appreciate the message of. That's for season 1, that is.
What's the message of the last couple episodes?
It was something like ignore the things that make you special, rely on other people,
No,
or something.
it was the message was you're still a kid, so it's okay to run away when things get bad.
Oh. Yeah, that doesn't mesh with a Western audience at all. Oh, God.
Yeah.
Because the other solution is to instead get incredibly violent and possibly kill somebody, which you're still a kid. We shouldn't have to do that.
Yeah, that was a message, but I also remember the other part of it that was like, hey, all of you super powerful psychics are acting like children for trying to use your incredible psychic powers for your own benefit.
It was, you are acting like children because you want to conquer the world without even knowing what the world is like.
Yeah, that rubbed me the wrong way a little bit. That was the part that bothered me. Like, the other part, you're still a kid thing, kind of, the framing of it was a little off because it was a speech delivered by Reagan, who is the biggest fuck up of all time, and doesn't really, of anyone to deliver that speech, he was not an ideal choice. But he was also the only adult character, and he is supposed to be a mentor figure, despite, being him. So it was just a weird choice.
He actually did have... sorry. He actually did have quite a few good speeches. Even just in the couple episodes I saw, he had one or two. But
he
yeah,
did.
Him as a character clashing with, him as a role model is very strange.
Yeah, that was kind of the problem I had with it. Like, message is a decent one. Like, there's nothing wrong with the message, but the delivery of that message was kind of slipshod, is all. Anyway, yes, I aside from those elements that I did have problems with, that show absolutely 100% stood up to scrutiny of a guy that was basically approaches anything he's looking at critically with what's wrong with this instead of what's right with it. That is my flaw.
I do think you should watch season 2 though, because season 2 is like better in pretty much all regards than season 1. A lot of my favorite moments are in season 2.
I will do that when I have time. Is how things work.
Time is hard to come by.
It is. I am still behind. So. I feel like every Sunday it comes around and I'm behind on things. Anyway, Slicer, you were saying anime, Mob Psycho, and the other thing. I forget what it was.
Cells at Work.
Cells at Work, yeah.
And Demon Slayer as well. Rewatched that. Very good. That was one of those where the hype was well worth it. Although I got in before the hype really hit, so I watched it when it was released.
Yeah. That is the anime that I did not really feel especially inclined to indulge and buy into the hype for, and just kind of let it pass me by. I should
Same.
probably watch it. Like, I feel like the last one of those before that was Attack on Titan, which was a long time ago. Wow, Casey, way to not actually keep up on any anime. But yeah, that one was okay, but I didn't really care enough to keep watching it after the first season.
That's fair. Also, the other seasons have vastly different appeals and like entire genre changes. There's an entire season where it's pretty much just crime intrigue in the middle of the city. There's like almost no Titans.
Weird.
Yeah, and it's good though. It's very well done.
Potato Girl still alive?
Pretty sure.
Cool. Only character I really care about. Weird choice, but
fair.
okay.
I think the only thing character-wise I don't like is that they made Levi bald when they age him up.
But he was supposed to be the pretty boy anime character.
Yes, and I think that's why they did it, because he's, I don't know, railing against that trope or something.
Okay.
Yeah. There's not a lot to complain about in Attack on Titan, okay? It's a good show.
Alright, I'll take your word for it, but again, I don't feel particularly inclined. Which would probably get me lynched on certain subreddits, but, whatever. If I can care.
It's just subreddits.
Yeah. Well, we've learned that subreddits are not to be taken lightly this week.
Yeah, they aren't. My gosh, that GameStop stuff.
Oh boy.
That's crazy. It's also shocking how easy it happened.
This is a segue. Fucking hell, that just happened. Alright, yeah.
I mean, I don't have anything left to talk about on that one, so segue away.
Okay. So there's a lot to unpack in that whole debacle.
Basically, there's very rich people who are doing the rich people thing of shorting stocks, which is basically making money off of stocks that go down in price by complicated buying and selling things.
It is reverse investing. You
Yes.
borrow a stock, then you sell it, and then you hope the price goes down so you can buy it back at a lower price, give it back to the person you borrowed it from, and then pocket the difference. It is reverse investing. It is hoping that the business fails.
And it's very detrimental to a business, right?
Yes.
Well, yeah, the entire point is for the business to fail. So, yes.
Causes like major collapse of the business, and it's just profiting off of misery and despair.
Yep.
Now, people were getting really greedy to the point where they had shorted GameStop by 140% of its stocks. Yes, more stocks than it actually has was how much they had borrowed.
Yeah.
So people on our Wall Street's bets learned about this and were like, "Oh, screw you!" So they went and they started buying up all the GameStop stock, which causes the price to go up.
Yes, because if people are wanting something, then the price goes up because that is the law of supply and demand, the basis of every part of commerce. So the stock skyrocketed. And now it's basically a game of chicken on the face of it, of the short sellers now have to buy their stock back. Like, at some point, they have to, because they have to give it back. But the price is now in the hundreds of dollars when it started off at about $2. So, either they have to eat that incredible loss that will bankrupt most of them, or wait it out and see what happens. Maybe it'll be okay. And that seems to be the plan they have gone for.
Unless they wait a very long time, I don't think it's going to drop to $3 again.
I think one of the biggest hedge funds went bankrupt from all of this.
Yep. One has already gone.
What forced them to sell, though?
Sorry?
What forced them to go bankrupt? Did someone force them to sell?
They now, because you borrow it, but you do have to pay it back, like per contract and everything. So when you actually go to pay it back, and people are demanding for you to pay back the stock that you borrowed, it's way more than you can afford.
I assume they just got very, very unlucky, and the contract ran out right when this thing was happening. So they had to buy it back then, and they had to give the stock back, and they couldn't, so they went bankrupt instead.
I'm very curious what the average time limit on one of these contracts is.
No idea.
I think it varies from, scenario from scenario, person to person.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Case by case.
So yeah, that's a whole thing. And then we have Robinhood, a major player on the Redditors side, who facilitated a lot of these sales of stock. And then they decided to be assholes.
And restrict. They went and they decided to restrict buying and make it so you could only sell for a period of time. Now they're making it so you can buy, but you only buy like one, I think.
Oh, they've done worse than that. So,
yeah,
Robinhood's parent company is part of one of these hedge funds that are losing billions on this whole thing. So they very quietly decided, hey, you're not going to be able to buy GameStop stock on this app anymore. You can sell it, though. That's cool. In fact, I think you probably should sell it, person who bought GameStop stock. We're going to just sell that stock for you at, like a tenth of its value or something, of its current value. We're just going to facilitate. You don't want to have to deal with this dangerous market instability. That's you. It's
yes.
Yeah. Don't worry about it. We'll take care of it for you. We'll get rid of this nasty stock, and if the price happens to go down afterwards, that'd be fine.
This, of course, is illegal.
Incredibly illegal.
Theft.
Yes.
That's just walking into someone's house, paying them $2 for their flat screen TV, and then leaving with it.
Yep. But wait, there's more. So, it was realized at some point that, as Zero pointed out, it was, 140% of GME that was...
shorted, yes.
Yeah. Where did all those other shares that everyone else was buying come from, though? Isn't that strange? It's almost like there's far, far more GME stock out there than there really should be. Like, millions more.
Yeah, I'm not knowledgeable enough to know why there's 140% of something that should not have over 100%.
That is because there is also a practice of basically inventing more stock out of thin air. It is legitimately counterfeit, which is to say it is actually, in fact, counterfeiting. Treated about the same as actual counterfeiting of actual money, and the super, super illegal.
Yep.
So, Yeah, things are gonna get interesting over the next few weeks. Because what that means is these hedge funds have basically been inventing money to give themselves. And what
Fun.
happens when you just start printing your own money is you devalue the currency, which triggers inflation. Very, very large inflation of the currency. So, basically, the government has to get involved and hold these hedge funds to account. They have to. Because if they don't,
Yeah, that's
the economy is not just going to crash, it is going to. I don't know what the word is that would be more evocative than crash. Like, it would be worse, but I don't
Crash
know the
and
word
burn?
for it off the top of my head.
Disintegrate.
yeah, that.
Yeah,
That's a
sure.
good one for it.
Yeah. So that could go bad. Should probably keep an eye out on that. I'm glad that most of my money is in pounds and only a little bit is in dollars. Cause oh boy, that's not gonna be fun.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Living through history sucks.
Yeah, it does. That said, the memes have been great.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
true.
Because it's also not just GameStop. It's also AMC that is being saved by people buying up stocks.
And BlackBerry,
Hmm.
which was a
Now,
strange one.
I don't want AMC theaters to go out of business because I want the pandemic to be over and be able to go to a movie theater.
Yeah.
That'd be nice.
I'm pretty sure AMC is Cineworld, so same. That is my, well, as close to local theater as I can get. So, yeah, that'd be nice.
People are still like during all of this, people are still trying to like these big stock investors are still trying to short GameStop even during all of this, expecting it will go down. Like the greed is not diminishing.
At that point, you're making pennies. I mean, it's already $2. Did they expect to make $1 per share and just utterly decimate the company?
Well, that was the plan originally, but now the stock price is in the hundreds of dollars. So, actually, good time to short it because realistically, yes, that price will go down. It will go down hard in 2 weeks, let's say. Because eventually this little bubble has to burst.
I mean, as
So-
long as it doesn't drop to $3, yeah, the mission accomplished.
On the flip side of this, having learned the power of memes, the internet has decided to start investing in Dogecoin, the cryptocurrency that is existing as purely a meme.
Yeah.
I heard about that. Yeah, I heard a little bit about that. I don't know next to nothing about it.
And there
All
was
I know
it
is
was trending on Twitter the other day of get Doge to $1 to try to get the price of the value of a Dogecoin up to being worth $1.
I feel like
Didn't
I
that already
interacted
happen?
with the guy that invented Dogecoin back in the day. Like, I wouldn't say I
Potentially.
knew him, but I interacted with him on like message boards and shit.
It's so
Yeah. I
insane.
don't know who actually did it.
Yeah, it's the world is kind of getting stupider.
I maintain that because of the internet, it's just we're seeing it now.
Well,
It's
we're
always
seeing
been
it, but
stupid.
also it's able to affect things now.
Ah,
So
that's fair.
the people have been stupid all along, but now they can actually do something with that stupidity. So, yeah, it can enact stupid change. Great. In fairness, I would have said the same thing about the founding fathers because they were all kind of assholes and rich and just kind of wanted to fuck with the British on some level. So maybe it's a good thing. Like in the end, that whole revolution thing worked out, I guess. So, yeah, maybe let's do that again. A bunch of stupid people doing something good by accident. Cool.
Unfortunately, we get on the opposite of that. Stupid people doing stupid things.
So, Zero, how's it going?
Stocks are dumb.
Stocks are dumb.
Stocks are so dumb.
They're 100% dumb. They would be
Oh,
less
well,
dumb if they worked as intended. It is supposed to be a way for you to invest in a business to help it succeed, and you will mutually succeed by investing in that business because it will pay dividends, which is money that the business pays out from its profits to its shareholders. That is how it's supposed to work. It doesn't, but yeah.
So, I was substitute teaching this week. One of my substitute classes was PE, and for PE, it was a middle school PE substitute teaching position.
How
So,
even? I don't even know how you would manage that. And
basically, there is a male and a female PE teacher, and they work together. So I basically just had to follow the female PE teacher's direction. We did a bit of a unit on 30-minute, like 45 minutes class on jump ropes and stuff. On doing different tricks with jump ropes and getting or exercising with jump ropes, and then I realized I haven't used a jump rope in years.
Yeah.
oh boy.
So that was
weird. That was one of the weirdest takeaways when I took a boxing class. Was like one of the warm up exercises was to just use the jump rope for like 2 minutes.
Oh yeah.
And it's like I don't know how to jump rope.
it gets your heart rate going like very easily.
Yeah, and it's good for footwork. So boxing, it makes sense.
Good. It's good for just warming you up and getting your heart pumping. So I got to learn just how bad I was at jump roping.
Yeah.
Like I can do a normal jump rope just fine, but like expect me to keep a steady rhythm and go for a long period of time, and I cannot. Thankfully, I didn't have to do it for that long because the kids are supposed to do it, and I'm just supposed to help them out and make sure they're not killing themselves with jump rope.
All you have to do is demonstrate it once.
And then like that's for 30 minutes, and the back half they just played racquetball. Not racquetball. I keep getting the name wrong. I forget what it's called.
Badminton.
Yeah, you use a racket still. It's badminton. That was it.
I was right. Okay.
And yeah, you're right. Thank you.
The one with the cock.
And then after every class, I had to spray down and kind of clean the handles for the jump ropes and the badminton rackets, and the little balls or whatever. The
shuttlecock.
I don't know the word for badminton. Yes, that. I had to clean the shuttlecocks.
Yep, clean those cocks.
How do you even
wipe them down? Spit on them a little bit.
You just use like a rag? Like how do you clean those?
You get it like a spray, and they're all in a bucket. And you just kind of spray it in the bucket.
Thank you, Casey. I'm aware. There is no good way to ask that question.
You just spray the cocks, and they get clean. But yeah, teaching PE sure was fun.
I can't tell if that's sarcasm because
No, it was the same jump rope thing like 4 times in a row, with a lunch break in between. So it was relatively easy and it was good pay. So hey, there's that.
I'm pretty sure I never
we
had to
also-
learn jump rope in school.
Mm.
That was never a thing.
Also saw a movie recently. It's called The Little Things, and it's kind of a weird, confusing movie where the main character is. I mean, let's look up the actor's name again. Yeah, it was Denzel Washington movie.
Oh, okay.
It's supposed to be like brand new and in theaters, but theaters aren't open for the most part. So
Yeah.
basically, he plays a cop who's like this retired detective, and there's this murderer out on the loose that seems like a case that he, stepped away from in the past or something. He went too hard as a detective. And it's sort of like a crime drama mystery thing. We were all kind of me and my family were kind of confused by the end of that movie. Just a lot of plot twists and things and implications, but it's not really stated, oh, this is this or this is that. So it's just kind of unsatisfying.
Not a lot of substance.
I mean, I kind of, you know what? Actually, I would say that. Yeah, there's not a lot of actual substance and meat to dig into. It's just kind of like, well, trying to make the viewer come to their own conclusions about the story with like, oh, and this implication and that implication. But wait, that implication was actually not this implication. It was a different implication. I'm just like, what was the point of this?
That sounds like kind of a mess.
Like, is the killer really the killer? I don't know. Is it trying to say something about police sometimes just go too hard investigating a case? Because I think that's all it really says.
Right. Police should give up. Got it.
Yeah. It's kind of it's not great.
That's an interesting takeaway.
I like a lot of the writing and the characters, and the shots are good, but it's just the story's just not great. That was unfortunate. Aside from that, my D&D party that I've been DMing for like nearly 3 years has finally hit level 20.
Yay.
Wow.
They were able to complete the boss rush against pretty much every boss they fought in the game so far, plus a few more.
Okay, big question. Did you scale up some of the early ones, or did they just fucking stomp?
They stopped some of the early ones.
Good, because that's how it should be.
That's how it should be, right?
Oh,
and
no.
I scaled
goblin
down
boss.
some of the later
what are we
ones.
gonna do?
Because they're fighting 3 bosses at the same time during this, so it's like a triple boss rush.
Mm-hmm.
And each time one goes down, it turns into the next one in the sequence. So I didn't give every single boss legendary actions and legendary saving throws and all that stupid stuff that would make it impossible to deal with.
Okay, so they weren't 100% strength then. They were.
Yeah, they weren't, and some of them were at a little bit less HP simply because there were so many. But they complete it and beat the boss, and their next target is to just stop an evil god.
As is typical for D&D.
Yeah, by level 20. You'll.
Yes, the one who's been behind everything. I've also been I used this for level 20 features. I found a PDF that has different level 20 capstones for certain classes that kind of get shafted by the PHB.
You mean most of them?
Yes. So like Monk, I think their normal one is, hey, if you don't have any key points, you start with 4 key points at the start of combat, right? Like, that's just bad.
If you don't have any, then you get full. Why not just say,
Yes,
well,
if you don't have it.
you at minimum start combat with 4? That would be better. Or more reasonable, rather. It would obviously be better, but...
I have a feeling most DMs would run your table like that. You couldn't be below 4 when you start a combat, even though the rules as written would be slightly different.
So the change was to remove that and make it so that you're freaking Monk, so your flurry of blows, which lets you punch one more time, no longer costs you key points.
Okay, that's fair.
And in addition, whenever you hit with a unarmed strike or a monk weapon, you regain hit points equal to your wisdom modifier.
Okay.
So you start to heal a bit every time you're doing a punch flurry of blows, which gives a monk a survivability tool and a damage tool, which is nice.
Yeah, they're not high damage dealers, despite hitting so often. So that's important.
So it was just stuff like that I remember the one of our players is a gunslinger, and if you roll on a certain number or below on a certain gun, your gun breaks.
Yeah, they just explode.
Yep.
So the fighter level 20 edition is like you get your extra attack like you do, so you can attack 4 times in a round. But also now on your first turn in combat, whenever you would make an attack roll for your first attack, not first turn, sorry. Whenever you make your first attack on any turn in combat, treat a roll of 9 or below as a 10.
Oh, okay.
So for the gunslinger, that means their gun does not misfire on the first shot multiple turns in a row, like what happened in this last fight.
Yeah, ouch. I'm sure he was very happy to get that ability.
She was very happy. He was very excited to be able to hit one more time as well.
Pretty much guaranteed.
Yes.
Because, I mean, a level 1 gunslinger built right starts with a plus 11 to hit.
It's like a plus 16 or plus 17 because of all the bonuses.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
But yeah, it's kind of surreal. Playing with these characters and seeing them all reach like level 20, the final level. I like multi-class characters. Like, I don't know what to do with this last level. Where do I put this?
Did they say that kind of thing before they realized you were doing custom?
Well,
I mean, multi-class
to be
you can't
fair,
get level
like,
20 anyway. That's the point.
yeah.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So if your capstone is bad, then gaining another level or 2 in another class would actually be very beneficial.
Because they've already multi-class for quite some time. So like, can't exactly benefit from those special capstones. But like, I have a character who is a wizard and fighter, and it's like if I take a wizard level, I get 2 more spells that I know in my spell book. If I take a fighter level, I get a feat or ability score increase, and I don't know what I could take for either of those things for like the ability score increase or the feat. So like, triple multi-class? Maybe? Might as well.
You could throw some sorcerer stink on that bitch. Yeah, sure, why not?
Throw a little bit of sorcerer in there. Mix it up.
Yeah.
But
what was it called? The Wilderness Guards. The Rangers who are also fighters. And
a little bit of
monks
ranger, a little bit
also,
of druid.
kind of. It was just kind of crazy. They kept adding more requirements. I think they were just stuck up assholes, you know.
Mm.
I still love Puffin Forest. I don't know whether I don't think he's uploaded anything in a long time. I'm sad.
Yeah, it's been a while. I think he played D&D on something, like in a stream or something somewhere.
Yeah, he did
I don't know.
Curse of Strahd, and then he did a stream of a game of 4th edition to show what it actually played like. Ooh.
So
Yeah, it was not. Wasn't great.
So when my game ends, a friend of mine is going to be DMing a Curse of Strahd game
Nice.
and taking that slot, and I'll be a player in that with my paladin, and I'm gonna kill some vampires.
Yeah, it'll go
Hell
great
yeah.
for you. No way.
Yeah,
to go
definitely.
wrong. Yeah.
Yeah,
Fine.
gonna go great.
I'm expecting an ugly death.
Yes, definitely have like 2 or 3 backup characters. It's not that brutal, but the dice can fuck you.
I'm sure Stan Velsing is still an available character. You could. Fucking hell. I need to watch that series again. That was really good.
Yeah. Only a handful of sessions left in my D&D game.
Yeah.
I'm not exactly 100% sure where next session is going from here, because there's a lot of different paths the party can take to do things.
I don't think I've ever heard of anyone actually do the post 20 sort of stuff.
Fuck, what's that called?
Boons.
There are specifically levels for that.
There are boons that you can get, epic boons for like post 20 stuff.
Yeah. I've never heard of anyone actually doing content for that sort of stuff. Just 20, you're basically at the top, stop.
It's
new characters.
very
new
hard to do post 20.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because yeah.
I'm thinking of Pathfinder, but there are levels you can take. Like you take god levels basically. But I don't know if there's a 5e equivalent.
There is not.
No. You get
there's
boons that are basically
you get.
from gods, just divine empowerments kind of thing.
You can get boons and blessings.
Yeah.
2 different things.
Yeah. I'm just remembering fucking 3rd edition where you could get to level 40 and that was it. If you got to 40, you were literally a god. Like, you ascended at that point and you were under the control of the DM. Which is an interesting approach. I remember like a comic that was like I think it was like an innkeeper who was, he had retired as an adventurer because he was level 39 and a bit too close to losing control of his character for his liking, so he just retired and became an innkeeper in the middle of nowhere, and then monsters attack and he accidentally kills one of them and ascends. It's pretty fucking cool.
Whoops.
Yeah. Sorry, what were you saying, Zero? I just wanted
The
to
issue
recall
with
that
a
part of the
level
story.
20, post 25e thing is right now, for reference, I've thrown so much at my players. I've thrown demon lords. I've thrown arch devils. I've thrown the Tarask at the party. There is little left for me to throw at them.
Yeah, the system isn't designed for things above 20.
Yeah, once you get to
very
that
hard.
point, you're looking at, okay, let's lay siege to the actual hells. Fuck it.
It's just like, even then, at this point, the only thing I can throw at them is the final boss, which is a literal god. So
there is a reason most D&D adventures end with you fighting a god, is because that's really all that's left.
All that's left to challenge the players. So
Fair, anyway. I mean, you can cobble together some shit, but
Poor Vecna.
like among all the many things that they fought like an incredibly powerful, super dragon, a saint, an archdevil, and this is all happening in the boss rush. And they took everything down. A lich was there. Like at that point it's hard. It's hard to make combat.
Demi-Lich.
That's not exactly gonna solve the problem. But
2
yeah.
Demi-Liches.
I have a level 20 cleric, which means they can just do divine intervention guaranteed.
yeah, that's an interesting
Guaranteed, is it? That's like...
Yes, at level 20, divine intervention is guaranteed.
Oh.
one. That's their capstone ability. Just 100%.
Okay, so you said most classes kind of got screwed on those. I guess cleric isn't one of them.
That's why I said most and not all. Clerics is broken. Rogues is pretty decent. There's a couple.
Paladins are pretty good. But cleric can just be like, hey, can I get a Deus Ex Machina here?
You can ask for an angry fist from God to solve your problem, and it works 100% of the time.
Once a week, but still.
Wow. Yeah.
Having that ability is... yeah. So, I'm looking forward to concluding that campaign in the coming week.
I hope your next few seconds go really well.
Yeah, I hope so too. I want to end it on a strong note. Because my players have never been in a D&D campaign that has actually ended before.
Oh, fair enough.
So I want to make sure that this one ends well. Because originally the reason why I started DMing was... what was that?
Kill them all.
Now that would be fun. But be heartbreaking. When I had first started DMing, it was because I couldn't get a game to last long enough. Like, I was with a group for a while, and they would just do a session or two, and then they would never actually do a long-form game that would allow us to develop characters and then, end properly. So it's like, I guess I'll just do it myself. So now I'm finally going to be able to just do it myself. Start at level 2, so...
better than 1.
Don't start at level 1. It's just not fun.
It's bad. It's also weirdly difficult.
Well, yeah, you have like 10 hit points. And everything does about 6 damage.
It has 6 minimum. And a max of, 11.
It's also just... I don't know. It's not fun. I prefer actually... I've been playing Starfinder, which is like Pathfinder in space. And that's actually pretty fun, even at low levels. Because there's so much you can do. But,
Your ideal starting level, anyway. Would you say 2? Or I usually start at 3, personally.
3 is definitely the ideal for getting most of your kits.
Yeah, 3
kit
is
together.
literally just, okay, we want our classes to have just teeth, basically.
Yes. 5 is where if you're like, okay, we want to just skip some of the slow going so people can attack multiple times with their extra attack or get their 3rd level spells. I remember my second campaign I DM'd, I started at level 5 with them because I'm just like, let's just skip 1 through 4.
As long as your full table knows what they're doing, then you're more than welcome to do that.
Yeah, because that was the campaign meant for people who know how to play the game, because it is a higher difficulty campaign.
Yeah, we've had this problem crop up increasingly often at the D&D shop, where someone will walk in and they'll play, and we're level 13 now, as like store wide. So that's not easy to jump into. And unfortunately, despite being directly asked, most of them will say that they know how to play. And that doesn't usually work out very well.
Just go in and play a barbarian. Works out every time.
That would be great, but everyone seems to want to play a fucking wizard or a bard.
Why?
I don't know.
That's so hard to set up at level 13.
Yeah. I have D&D Beyond, so I can just slap a character together real fast, but picking a spell list is its own thing.
Yeah.
And that takes a long time.
Yeah.
Like, I can make someone a barbarian in, no joke, like 4 minutes. Full character, ready to go right there, including a physical character sheet. But spellcasters would take half an hour. Probably not exact time limits, but still, it takes a while.
Anyway, anything else, Sarah?
That's it for me.
Okay.
Just, work and stuff.
Yeah. I guess that's the end of the episode. I have so little. I always have so little. Oh,
Did you go through your week already?
Most of my shit to talk about was the fucking GME shit. Like, I did actually try and get in on that right when it was happening, but yeah, there were complications with actually setting up anything that would let me buy stock. Namely, any of the services that operate in this country that are specifically for that require you to actually photograph your photograph ID and, send it to them. Send the picture of it to them.
Okay.
Which
so,
I can't do
mail.
as it requires photo ID that has an expiry date, which mine does not. And the only other alternative was doing it through my bank, which would have a waiting time of up to 3 days, which would be far too late to do anything. So, yeah. Have to miss out. Oh well.
Well, it wouldn't hurt to get that stuff set up, when things are functioning again. Properly.
There is a £10 per quarter fee to do it through my bank.
Oh. Yeah, that's not terrible. That's more than you'd be making, I assume, unless you really actually in on it.
Which I don't want to do because I have a gambling problem, and that's what the stock market is. It's gambling.
Yeah.
So
that's a fair point.
Yeah.
Don't buy Stonks. It can make you rich, but it can also lead to your inevitable destruction by people who want to meme.
Yeah, don't buy stocks unless you're deliberately trying to fuck over people, which is what a lot of these people are actually doing. They don't actually care that much about the money. They just...
Yeah.
Middle finger. That's the reason.
They're beating people at their own game. Like, for the US, these same, like, stock market people, like these short people, like the shorters and hedge funders and all that, are the people who caused, economic depressions and housing market bubble collapsing in, like, 2008.
And then we're laughing about it and partying. Right.
Yeah.
They actually weren't. That was the banks. That was way, 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 way too many bad loans. That was the problem there.
Doesn't change that that's how they're viewed. Because that's what I keep seeing online is complaints like that.
Yeah.
So even if that's not actually the case,
yeah,
it
remains that they were all perfectly fine and probably got a nice little bonus from the bailouts and stuff or something like that. But yeah, while everyone else was getting fucked over, they were perfectly fine. and did absolutely fuck all to help. Because why would they? Because they're rich and fuck everyone else. Because they tend to be like. Anyway. I wasn't going in a racist direction there. I was going to go more mentally, like, sociopaths and stuff like that. But I don't know enough to actually speak on that reliably. Like, there does tend to be a correlation between that sort of thing and people that do very, very well by being kind of unscrupulous. But yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Sociopaths.
Yeah. I can never tell whether it's sociopath or psychopath. Especially considering there are high-functioning, air quotes, versions of both, to my knowledge. Which really just muddies the waters of what actually any of that means. Anyway. I really haven't done much else aside from watching all that go down in exacting detail, looking at the memes, enjoying the memes. The memes were fun.
Now it's my turn to protect you, GameStop.
The fucking Ninja Turtles one where it's like 9-year-old turtles going to GameStop and hanging out with them, and then it's the fucking 19-year-old GameStop 19-year-old turtles with old decrepit GameStop and just helping them along. It's funny except for the part where this is absolutely going to bankrupt GameStop in the end. There is no two ways about that.
It's gonna crash.
GameStop is a horrible company. Let's not forget.
They are a horrible company, and it's going to crash and burn. But in the meantime, a bunch of assholes are going to become super broke. So hey, just that.
Yeah, GameStop is basically a giant Voltorb at this point. It's cool, you love it, it's great, one of the best Pokemon in the world. It's gonna explode and fuck everyone up. It's probably gonna die doing it, but still, it's pretty fucking cool. Anyway.
Guess that's an episode.
I did decide to do the, like, it's a month after the Stardew Valley update came out, I think. More than that. That was like middle of December, I think. So I decided, okay, it's time to do all the things that I do every time there's a giant update for Stardew Valley and reinstall all of the mods that have been updated and then play it for 5 minutes and then never again. It's time for that. Yeah.
The accuracy.
Yeah.
I'm that way with New Vegas.
I'm starting to feel like just installing the mods is the part I'm having fun with. It's not true, but it's starting to look that way.
I have to assume there's a mod installed in the game, but that's just the point of the game.
Well, just putting more mods on it?
Yes, that's the game on Steam. It's the mod game. Something, I don't know.
I know there is a game that is about like DLC where you have to buy literally all of the content for the game in game, granted, but you
know the where you have to get microtransactions or like the ability to jump or for sound effects.
Yeah.
I remember that game.
That was a fun one. Was it Evoland? Might have been.
No, that was a different one. Actually, Evoland, I think, had a similar concept, but I'm thinking specifically of a different game as well.
Evoland might have been the one that was like it starts in 8-bit and then gradually gets more.
Yes, that's Evoland. Yeah.
Yeah.
You update the graphics as you go through time.
I'm gonna look through my game list because it's gonna bother me if I don't figure it out. It is probably in my done folder. On DLC Quest? No, that was the...
Yes, I think that's it. No?
That was the one that we thought it was. That was the buy everything microtransactions thing. Oh yeah, I'm an idiot. That's the one I was looking for. Fucking... Okay. My brain is not working properly today. But yeah, that is absolutely
I'm
the thing I was
eating.
talking about. Sorry?
Yeah.
Did you guys talk about WandaVision? Did you guys see it?
Oh,
No.
right. WandaVision.
All right,
That's
that's
the
probably on
thing.
Disney.
We
Isn't
didn't
it?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
saw that. It's really good.
Is it?
Definitely see that. Yeah,
Yes.
it is quite good.
All right. I guess I really should get more out of
It
my
is.
Disney Plus subscription that I haven't watched in like 8 months.
Yeah,
There's 4 episodes out.
and that
The
fourth episode is a doozy, man.
the 4th episode gives answers.
Yes.
The first 3 are rather mysterious, but the 4th one gives answers, and I'm very excited.
I have no idea what Loki is going to be like.
A dick. I mean, probably.
Yeah. So I guess that's pretty much all I got. I look forward to almost playing Stardew Valley and then not. It's going to be cool.
I hope it goes well for you.
So it is the end of January, so we can't do Patreon yet. And does anyone have any recommendations besides WandaVision? And maybe not that film that Zero talked about?
The Little Things.
Yeah.
Nothing really springs to mind, unfortunately. No.
Oh, I think I watched a bit of Final Destination, but I wouldn't recommend it. The newest Final Destination movie.
They're still making those?
Yeah, I know, right? I left during it.
Oh wow.
I'm falling asleep to this.
That's not a good sign, yeah. It was a cool concept for the first 2 films. The first one where it had everyone die in really creative ways, and then the second one where it had the only survivor of the first one die. That was the end of it being like a worthwhile concept. After that, okay, we get it, kind of thing.
It's like, okay. It really... Okay, a character dies they're like a gymnast, and they're flipping, and then somebody trips and knocks over like the stuff you put on your hands, and there's like a mist of that sort of fog, and then she can't see that she swings off. Chalk, yes. And the chalk dust gets in the air, and she can't see that she swings, and then she falls onto the padded and cushioned ground and breaks herself in half.
That
Wow. What a bold and not at all bullshit choice on how to kill that character.
Yeah, the end of Persona 5 Royal was kind of messed up. See, the joke is the extra character is a gymnast, for the people that didn't get that one. Yeah. Okay. So, yeah, that's the episode, I guess. I got nothing else.
Yeah, I'm done.
This is a podcast. Yay. Public Discord, link in the description. There are plenty of fucking GME memes that you've probably seen 1,000 times already. Also, Patreon, if you feel like it. If you happen to have a sudden windfall of cash thanks to, I don't know, a certain thing happening, that'd be cool if you wanted to kick a couple our way. Appreciate it. I mean, what? I'm not gonna ask?
Yeah, that'd be pretty sweet, honestly.
Yeah. Alright, so
the
that's
Patreon money is but I use it for gas money, and that helps a lot.
Yeah.
So it's nice.
Okay, bye, everybody.
Bye.